Yo, what's going on? It's King Steph, and I'm just going ahead and get it right into it. I want to talk about Maki and her potentially being in the Culling game and what she could bring to the Culling game that might actually change things up for the series for a multitude of reasons. So let's get right into it. Where we're at in the current story right now of this Culling game saga, we have Yuta going crazy in the Sendai colony arc with a bunch of people that are intensely strong. And previously we had Higuruma and Reggie being foils to Megumi and Itadori. Now, I just want to talk specifically about what Maki will bring to the table and possibility of her becoming a big possible wild card in a neutral placement for the Culling game. So before we even hold on. So back when we were going to talk about the plans that we had set forth back in Tengen's little lair, they talked about the plans, who was going to be where, what they wanted them to do first. And one thing Maki was told was obviously to go to the Zenin clan's warehouse and get some weapons. But we all know it wasn't that easy. The Zenin clan massacre transpired, and everybody in the Zenin clan over the span of a day was hunted down by Maki. And while the Zenin clan massacre transpired, Maki got an upgrade with the perfect heavenly restriction. We call it the post-preparation Maki. That new form that she has, and she is comparable to someone of Toji Fushiguro. Now, in terms of strength, that is kind of has yet to be seen, but we can come to the conclusion that she's doubled the strength that she's at now. Now, with her slaughtering the entire Zenin clan, this led to the Gojo and the Kamo clan wanting to remove the Zenin clan from the big three, but the Jujutsu headquarters have that on hold. Now, I think the possibility of what this could be, this honestly puts a foil into a couple of things. One being Megumi, and Megumi kind of being the front runner and the head leader of the Zenin clan. I don't know how that works now, with her taking out pretty much all of them. I don't know what that would mean for him and his status. And second, the Hikari thing with him wanting to use the Zenin clan to kind of boost the stuff he was going to do on the side. In terms of his whole fever and wanting to control that of Japan, he was going to use them as a sort of leverage so he wouldn't get in trouble. But with them gone, that's pretty much out of the fold as well. So this puts Maki in a state of she is kind of a wanted person. I can imagine that the Jujutsu headquarters would actually probably put a hit on her. I will get into basically, let's just say my kind of fan prediction or fan ideas as to what I could see Maki doing in the Culling game. First of all, she's not really going to be able to do anything yet when it comes to getting into a barrier or a colony until they get the rule of adding entry and exit into the colony rules. So we'll probably not get anything close to that until Yuta does that. But we'll just fast forward and say that Yuta does activate this rule. I could easily see her coming in specifically in the Sendai colony and just running them up of who else is left. And I can imagine if she is introduced into the Culling games this way, she'll first be spotted with the player info. You'll see her points actually start to rack up. And one thing I was interested in seeing was that would she actually go to where she's supposed to go? Because originally she's supposed to meet up with wherever Panda was going to be at, and they were going to work together and do what they had to do. But Maki right now, it's kind of hard to exactly pinpoint what's on her mind at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if she kind of does her own thing and kind of just runs them up. Maybe she catches her own couple bodies, because the whole thing of destroying everything, I wonder, was that specifically only for the Zenin clan, or was this for like a whole societal thing that we don't really know? But we could just say, like, if it is for the whole Zenin clan, that's one thing. But if it's destroy how things are viewed in the whole societal aspect of Jujutsu, there's a lot that can go into that. And I would imagine she would probably go to someone like Yuta, who probably knows her the best out of everyone that's kind of left with us, more so than anyone. So I can imagine them kind of having a conversation and him trying to get into the psyche of where Maki's at currently. It also wouldn't be shocked that there's like a little brawl or a little fight, more so based on like the emotional conflict that Maki's going through right now, of losing someone as close as Mai, who's basically like her entire heart per se. And Yuta kind of went through something similar with Rika. Maybe they can come to words, or maybe that's something that could possibly happen. I'm just kind of thinking that the possibilities of what Maki can do in this arc, and that could be probably one of them. I could definitely know that Yuta and Maki are going to have some sort of like coming to heart of some sort to help with her. And the other thing that Maki, to me, I need to see is Hana, the angel, going against Maki. The Maki being the perfect counter to Hana. I gotta see that. I mean, she cancels out her ability to negate curse techniques. that's just something that's going to be her proving ground of how strong she really is. Because even though the Zenin Clan Massacre was impressive, like don't get me wrong, that was one heck of a showing for how strong she's become, but there was no one that was on a special grade sorcerer level. Like Naoya and Jinichi, they were really strong. I think they had to be grade 1, but none of them really struck me as something that was a threat per se to someone like a Toji, for example. I just didn't see it. So I think her going up against Hana would be perfect for her power as a character. Also, I would not be shocked if on her way to the Culling game, she actually brings some stuff, whether like more cursed tools or I don't know, something of that nature. I highly doubt that she's just gonna, with all that stuff that she has available to her to the warehouse, I highly doubt that she's just gonna not bring some of the stuff that she could find or she could use or whatever else she had from going to Juzo's little warehouse or whatever. But that's all I could really come up with as of this point, because there's not really that much that was left for me to come up with in terms of like predictions, theories, or just stuff I want to see when it comes to Maki. Like I said, the Hikari Megami stuff, I can see her kind of, getting intertwined with those characters in terms of political aspects. And plus, I just want to see the character interaction between Maki and Hikari, because from what she said about him, she's clearly not a fan of Hikari. I think their interactions would be funny as hell. Obviously, the Yuta and Maki stuff I think is inevitable to happen, especially how from Volume 0 to now, that would be literally perfect. And the Hana versus Maki potential being there, with those two being set up, and the possibility of her maybe being one of the people that help free Gojo quicker than it was initially planned to be. There's also a case of that. So if you enjoyed this video, obviously like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Leave down in the comment section down below, what do you want to see Maki do when she returns to the story. I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.